I'm looking into my magical crystal ball of real estate for Delaware, and I'm seeing some very clear depictions of where things are going. Where will home prices be? How will interest rates affect things? And will we ever get back to a time pre-COVID where things seemed normal? Let's look into the crystal ball of real estate and find out, because we have some predictions for the 2025 housing market in Delaware. And you may be wondering, who's this guy? Well, my name's Zachary Foust. I'm the team leader over here at the Loft team, and myself and our team have sold now over 700 homes as a veteran owned and operated company. I myself deployed to Afghanistan back in 2013 with the Army, and we are a very proud real estate team located right in Dover, Delaware. And if you, like one of our past clients who may have left us one of our 500 plus 5-star reviews, is looking to buy or sell in Delaware, highly encourage checking out the new link we made just for you. If you're looking to list, if you're looking to buy, this has all the information all in one place. You can schedule a call with me directly, look at our processes, look at all of our documents, and see why it may be the best choice to list with or not list with Loft. So without further ado, let's get into the list and the predictions for the 2025 housing market. All right, so I have 5 major predictions for 2025's housing market in Delaware, and it revolves around people who own a home as well as those who maybe don't own a home yet and are looking to buy, and I have one for investors. So let's break it into with number 1. Now, that may not be super exciting for those looking at the housing market, knowing that interest rates are well into the 6s and we're at one point well into the 7s. But with all that being said, that is a welcoming sign for those looking to buy in the great state of Delaware, because with interest rates being what they've been, the average mortgage payment for the median home in Delaware, which was priced at just above $350,000, well, that median home's mortgage at a 7% mortgage rate was well over $2,700. And for the basic median home in a state, that simply doesn't seem like something we want to sustain. I predict that throughout the end of 2025, though, that rates continue to drop, but we don't quite get into the 4s, and we play around in the low to mid 5s for the entirety of 2025. It's going to be a beautiful time. Number 2 is that home prices in Delaware, as we get into and through 2025, are going to not be dramatically increasing in price point like we saw in 2020, 2021, and 2022. If we bring up any type of graph of home prices from the time of 2019 until now, you'll see that prices rose drastically faster in those years of 2020 to 2022 than that of really any year or 3-year period, I should say, before that. And that's why a lot of people called for a housing market crash, that this isn't sustainable, that income hasn't kept up. And a lot of those things are true in a way, but ultimately we don't have near the supply that we need to see anything like a 2008 crash. But more on that later. I'm predicting that from where we sit in 2024, going into 2025, the median home price in Delaware will probably have increased from the mid 3s to the mid to high 3s, probably getting into the 365 to 370 range, while Kent and Newcastle County specifically focus in around the 340K range, while Sussex County keeps building new construction like it's nobody's business. The beaches in those areas will probably largely lead the charge in homes that are being built and homes that are being sold throughout Delaware, as that's already a trend that we're seeing with them housing more than 50% of the state's inventory just in Sussex County. Number 3, and it's not what I referenced earlier, that's going to be number 4, so wait on it, but number 3 is that I predict Delaware becomes a less investor-friendly state. We are a mecca for short-term rentals and other vacation rental websites alike, just based off our location and proximity to the beach. And we've also for years had a 0% lodging fee, which has led to a slew of investors picking up rental properties and not having to pay any taxes for having a short-term rental as opposed to having a long-term rental, which most neighborhoods and communities prefer. But I believe by 2025, we'll officially have a lodging fee, so short-term rentals will be less profitable, as well as I think Delaware will step in on short-term rentals as a whole, as many cities and other big states have done, to quell the amount of Airbnb usage that is in certain neighborhoods and areas when it's typically residential, and increase the amount of hotels and bed and breakfasts that are being utilized for travel when people come into into our areas. And that may sound like for the consumer, for the you and I, maybe going into an area that stinks. I love Airbnb, but for the overall state's economy, there may need to be some pushing and shoving done to compromise on how it can operate within a good ecosystem of homes. Number 4, I've been saying this since 2019. I said it in 2020. I said it in 21. I'm probably going to be saying it too in 24 and 25, that the housing market isn't going to crash. And that's disappointing, really, isn't it? Because there's a lot of people looking at Delaware thinking, I'd love to go there. I'm already here. I'd love to buy a home here, but I can't afford it. And that's unfortunate. And it's disappointing. And I'm extremely empathetic because I have those phone calls all the time, every day, with people that for one reason or another, due to the economy right now, can't afford a property in a lot of places, nevertheless, Delaware right now. For anything to crash, we need an increase in that inventory. We need more homes for sale, lots more. We had over 4 million homes for sale across the country in America in 2008, and now we are not even close to 30% of that number. And the problem is we don't have any real giant demand problems because retirees, people with 401ks and homes that they're selling to buy their next one are still in the market, buying, investing, getting properties because interest rates don't affect them as much. They don't care about an interest rate if 50% of their money on that home is going to be cash and not a mortgage anyway. So I don't see a world where buyer demand disappears and inventory surges up. And that's basically what would need to happen to get a crash. Now, could a third-party factor come in between now and 2025 that causes a crash? Maybe. The mortgage industry was the main pin in the whole deal that created the 2008 and 2009 market crash that obviously affected housing, but it was a mortgage-born crash, not a housing-born crash, and there is a difference. And so in today's day and age, something like student loans or foreign war or heck, it could be a slew of things. Unemployment could surge from a multitude of things that could cause homeowners to have to sell and home buyers to not want to buy. But as of right now, there's nothing that I can see that states that's in the future. So for 2025, in my magic ball, I'm looking at the crystal ball says no housing crash for 2025's housing. Number 5, this is for my first-time home buyers. Those looking at the market thinking, man, when is it ever going to be opportune for me? I'm going to tell you right now, by 2025, I think a few things have happened, but I've also fully in the belief that by 2025, especially by the end, we have programs, we have grants, and we have more opportunities for first-time home buyers that pass what we currently have. Now, what we currently have is a transfer tax discount. We have a 4% transfer tax. You only have to pay like 1.5% instead of your normal 2%, which is half. It's dumb. It's silly. We need to have more. Now, we should have a program that means if you haven't bought a home before, you don't pay any transfer tax. And it used to be that way. We should also have a program that gives you a grant or gives you money for your closing costs or down payment. We've had that before. I think the federal level will bring something to light like that. And mortgage programs like the USDA loan here in Delaware that you may not know about that do 100% financing, just like a VA loan. There's going to be more opportunities for first-time homebuyers to get in with low to no money down, with hurt credit that have been damaged by COVID and by the economy that we've been going through over the last 3 to 4 years, which hasn't been called a recession, but many have felt it. So with that being said, many need assistance, many need other options, and I believe by 2025 for homeowners looking to become homeowners, those looking to become one, there'll be more options for mortgages. There'll be more options for down payment assistance and grants and programs that'll make it possible for you to be a homeowner in Delaware in 2025. And that's my 5th prediction out of 5 for the 2025 housing market. And if you have a prediction or have a disagreement, death threat, communication you want to make about one of our predictions, put it in the comments. Would love to communicate with you. I always reply back, good or bad. Would love to have a conversation with you about the great state of Delaware, and looking forward to seeing you next time. Make sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell so you see these videos about our lovely state. If you're looking to live here, already do, and I'll see you next time.